Hey everyone. I recently finished my Halo Melee only playthrough, and while playing, I noticed some small things in the game that I hadn't noticed before. So, I've made a list of some mildly interesting observations from my playthrough, and I'd like to share them with you. Let's learn some useless facts together. Did you know the rocks on Assault in the control room can change size? I thought I was going crazy, but the rocks appear to change sizes every time you die. You can see that this rock right here is larger and taller than the Master Chief. But after dying, the rock is now smaller and you can look over it. I did some more investigating, and as far as I can tell, only the rocks in this section change size. I have no idea why this is a feature, but if you know of any other rocks that change, please let me know. Let's talk about the new Halo graphics. Now, some people are quite passionate about how much they dislike the anniversary graphics. The one thing we can all agree on is how the collision in the new graphics doesn't make sense. Now, extremely bored Tatsumaki mentioned how the geometry hitboxes don't match what the graphics actually show. And I noticed this while playing through Truth and Reconciliation. I noticed there was a difference between what the new graphics were showing me versus what was actually there. I thought I was safe hiding behind this wall, but switching between the graphics made me realise how much more exposed I actually was. There were a few other instances where this may have made life trickier for me, but I've learnt my lesson. If you want to play through this game Melee only, stick to the OG Halo graphics. Let's have a quick chat about Zealots. First of all, quick shout out to this Zealot for slam dunking me while I hid in the turret. What a Chad. Secondly, I accidentally discovered that if a Zealot falls off a ledge, he appears to be stunned for a few seconds from the fall damage. So, you can abuse this to get an easy backsmack. I tried this a couple of times, and it seems fairly consistent. So, this is a fact that might actually be useful. While mucking around in a different playthrough, I noticed something interesting about needlers. Did you know, if you look at the needlers in enemy hands, it actually shows how much ammo they have left. This flood was shooting me with a needler, and I noticed that the more he shot me, the less needles were in his gun. This is such a simple visual thing to do, and I'm very surprised they put it in such an old game. Now, the voice lines of the Marines in this game are iconic, but something I noticed is that if a voice line is said right after a checkpoint, you can reload the checkpoint to hear some cool alternate takes. I was impressed at how many voice lines they gave this one Marine.
Don't bother getting up, buddy, I'll keep you down! I saw this one move! I'll keep him still! You feel like you need a little bit more ammo? How's it feel to be dead? Head like getting killed again, huh? Hey, I've been saving a little present for you! Oh yeah, just a little more! Don't try to play dead on me, pal!
Alrighty, this next useless fact is an old trick from my childhood, but I completely forgot about it. So again, while playing through the level casually, I triggered the loading zone while enemies were still in the room, and this caused them to freeze in time. While they're frozen, you can do anything you want to them, and until you trigger a new loading zone, they're completely frozen in place. It was very silly, but it's small things like this that bring me joy. Alrighty, let's talk about the drunk driver banshee from my playthrough. Now, if you've watched my original video, you know there was a banshee who appeared to be splattering his own allies. And by the end of the level, all the elites in the control room had suspiciously died. The only explanation I had was that the drunk banshee had run them over. But now, I have evidence to support my case. Using the acrophobia skull, I took to the skies and I tried to catch the murderer red-handed. And to my surprise, it didn't take long for the bodies to start piling up. It was clear that this was no fluke. The elite in this banshee is a psychopath. My second piece of evidence is that he willingly approaches the control room. He frequently invites himself to the party, and was happy to fly straight on in. Thirdly, after witnessing him run over another ally, jackals started trying to shoot him down. So, there's some sort of civil war taking place. And finally, on multiple occasions, I caught him running over the control room enemies. Your Honor, I rest my case. This derpy banshee driver is the reason I was able to get past the control room in my melee only run, but that was by pure chance. Is it possible to weaponize this crazy banshee to our advantage? I restarted the level on heroic and I used guns and vehicles all the way up to the banshee section. I just wanted to retry this one section using melee only. I figured out that banshees can only be destroyed if you pilot them. So, as long as you stay on the outside, it's a portable shield. Now the crazy banshee loves to shoot you for a little bit, and then he tries to veer away at the end. So, if I place my banshee just right, we can steer him into the control room. The method was pretty consistent, and the banshee frequently flew in, but how much he runs over is still pretty random. On one attempt, the pilot was so drunk that he fell out. Seizing the opportunity, I took his banshee and I flew to the end of the level. And this almost worked, but sadly I accidentally splattered one of the elites. But with enough banshee health, it looks like you can make it to the end. But fear not, I figured out an even easier way to finish this level. While recording this section, something interesting I noticed is that enemies completely forget about you if you stand behind a banshee. You just become invisible to them. So, using this knowledge, I lured the zealot off the edge, backsmacked him. I cleared out a few grunts. I parked the banshee, and I slowly punched it forward. Once I was close enough, I struck the grunts and then I retreated. And I kept using the banshee as an invisibility cloak. The elites had no idea I was slowly creeping towards them. After some more punching, the red boy had his back exposed. And despite witnessing a murder, the blue elite simply did not care. So there you go. This is how you can get through the control room without relying on a crazy banshee murderer. Well, that's all the mildly interesting things I have for you today. I know it's a little different to my normal videos, but I figured it'd be fun to share some things I learn along the way. Hope your week is going well, and I hope to see you in another video. God bless.